All right, welcome back to another episode of Breaking Barriers. So this is where we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty. This is the part that a lot of people don't know about me, but I have to explain this part because you'll understand why I am the way that I am, and why I'm a little proud of where I've been and where I am now. So we'll take it back. 2008, I was 23 years old, hanging out with my old friends, the same bad influences, and it ultimately landed me 6 years at a maximum security prison. It was a gang unit. Was I in a gang? No, I was not in a gang. But because I like to create trouble and chaos back then, that is where they sent me. And, I've never been in trouble before. I just did a lot of dumb stuff as a young adult that landed me there. So I get to the prison and you can only understand my heart's beating. These are real time people that are doing real big time. So I'll fast forward a little bit. They did the whole heart check thing on me. What a heart check is they're going to try you when you first get there to see if you're going to fight back or if you're going to be a lay down and be somebody's punk, somebody's boy, somebody's bitch, ultimately. So I got all mine handled. They checked on my paperwork, made sure I wasn't in there for no messed up crime. And then, so I'm sitting there talking to my cell partner. My cell partner, he is in a gang. And he had a 26-year sentence. And he was from the city a city in Virginia. I don't want to give a lot of details, but he was a black guy and I was a white guy. And usually in a prison, especially a maximum security prison, they don't mix races. But because I wasn't affiliated or with anybody, and it was my first time there, they figured that they'd put me in there. So he's getting a feel for me, feeling me out, and he's trying to teach me the ins and outs of prison politics. There are correctional officers that work there, but they're there to collect a paycheck, because at the end of the day, it's the inmates who allow them to go home. I've seen some pretty bad stuff. I've done some pretty bad stuff. And I learned real quick of what kind of power I could give myself in there, just being who I used to be. And that power, it felt good. If you didn't respect me, I was going to make you respect me, whether it be out of fear or common courtesy. And then, so years pass, I gain popularity, we'll call it popularity, in the prison ranks of politics there. And I get told that I'm going, because I had 2 years left, I was told I was going to be going to a re-entry pod. And that's a program that they send prisoners to before they get out to learn like criminal addictive behavior, how to identify, how to, it's to help people stay out of prison once they're released. So I'm in this pod. I'm still a knucklehead, and they put me in a cell with a guy that had a life sentence for murder. It didn't bother me. I'd had plenty of cell partners from the time I got there to that point that had a life sentence. They're the most chill, laid-back people you'll ever meet. So he and I, we didn't really talk. I guess he was just trying to feel me out. and see what I was about, because I had a reputation there. And he didn't really want to get in the way of that, because he didn't know what the repercussions were had he set me off in the wrong direction. One day I felt disrespected. Was I disrespected? Probably what a lot of people would say is no. I felt disrespected. So I went to the cell and I went to lace up. And as I'm walking out, not even walking, I was storming out, my cell partner, all I heard was, "Don't be me." And I turned around, I'm pissed, okay? I turned around and I said, "What'd you say?" And he repeated himself, "Don't be me." And I'm like, what does that even mean? What are you talking about? What do you mean, don't be me? The cell door shut. So you only get a 10-minute break on top of the hour every hour. So this means that I have to sit in that cell and fume because this old man wanted to finally pipe up and say something to me. So he hopped off the bunk and he said, "Don't be me." And I said, "What do you mean? What are you talking about?" He says, "Can we have a conversation?" And so I look at him, I'm like, you know what? I'll give you time. You know, I owed him that. So I sit down and I'm like, "What do you mean?" And then he explains his story. He was 21 years old when he got locked up. He was 50 years old at this time. And he explained that he had committed murder because he had anger issues and drug problems. And, you know, he broke it down to me. And what he was trying to say was, and what he did, it wasn't what he was trying to say, it's what he did say, was he saw a lot of himself in me. By the way that I talked, acted, moved. And I guess he saw potential in me to be able to do something better with life. So it was at that moment, I think, that the light bulb clicked, where we were talking about that aha moment. And I had that aha moment, like I finally got it. So here I am in this program with this old guy doing life. And no, he was not getting out. He's still in there today. He's one of my best friends. I still talk to him. But he was the lead, I can't remember, coordinators with the program. And that's what he does now. He stays at prison to prison. They bounce him from prison to prison to help open these programs. But he actually got me to start thinking clearly and level-headed. I owe that man more than anything, because I believe had I just kept doing the things that I was doing when I was in prison, I would either A, be back in prison, or B, I'd be dead. But what I realized in this program was the recidivism rate of people that have been to prison that go back to prison. So the recidivism rate in Virginia is 98%. So 98% of people who end up in the system repeatedly stay in the system. They'll get out for a little bit and go back, get out for a little bit and go back. And I told myself, I'm not going to be part of that 98%. I want to be part of that 2%. I want to be rare. And here I am. I get out and I go into the oil field. I run through the oil field for a couple years. I meet my wife that I have now, and yeah, we're doing big things. So if you thought you knew who I was and you're watching this video, this will give you a huge wake-up call. And I've got story upon story upon story of how prison life was. It wasn't easy by no means. And there's a lot of times where Somebody probably should have killed me, but here I am delivering my message. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them for you. I'm just glad that I can share this with somebody in hopes that they'll look and be like, holy crap, I have something in common. This guy, he's a convicted felon, been to prison, got out, and look how great he's doing. Because I'll tell you, the first thing people tell you when you get out of prison, oh, you can't do that. You'll never be able to do that because you're a felon. You'll never be able to do that because you have a record. People don't know you. They're not going to give you the chance. Man, it took me 10 years to get where I'm at, but I've fought tooth and nail every bit of where I'm at to get here. So don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't do something. If you want to grow, grow. Press your luck. The worst anybody can tell you is no. Just drive. Put drive. You get discouraged, say, nah, we don't do that. We're not going backwards, we're going forwards. Because that's the only way you're going to make it. You can't give up. And even if you don't have a record, this isn't for people that just have criminal records. This is for anybody. But I'm just saying that if me, a guy with my history, with my background, can go through all that crap to get to where I'm at now, anybody can do it. I promise. Hit that subscribe button. If you have questions, please ask. If you want me to elaborate on what prison was like, I got no problem. I'll shoot a video of it. It's not a big deal. It doesn't bother me. I like telling people about it because maybe that'll give you a little common sense to not screw up like I did when I was young. But I love you guys. Be blessed. Let me know if I can help.